Have you ever found yourself in a moment of intense emotion, a heated argument, a sudden shock, a memory that ambushes you from nowhere, and your words simply vanish? There is a story of a young artist. Let's call her Chloe. For years, she carried the weight of a chaotic childhood, a past she never spoke of. One evening, her partner, meaning well, asked a simple question about her family, and Chloe froze. It wasn't a choice. It was as if a switch had been flipped inside her. Her mind, usually a vibrant studio of colors and ideas, became a blank, white canvas. She could hear her partner's voice, see the concern on his face, but her own voice was trapped, locked away in a place she couldn't reach. All she could feel was a cold, hollow sensation spreading through her chest. She wasn't Chloe, the artist, anymore. She was just an empty space. This experience, this terrifying silence when you most need to speak, is not a personal failure. It's not a sign of weakness or a lack of courage. What if I told you that this speechless terror is a profound biological survival mechanism, a built-in emergency protocol hardwired into your brain? And what if understanding this mechanism is the first crucial step to finally disarming it? This feeling of being muted, of watching your own life from a distance as if it were happening to someone else, is one of the most isolating and bewildering aspects of the human experience. It's the territory where language fails, where stories break apart into 1,000 silent pieces. Most of our culture, and indeed, most of traditional therapy, is built on the power of words. We are told to talk it out, to express ourselves, to tell our story. But what happens when the very part of your brain responsible for language goes dark? This is the central radical question explored by Dr. Bessel Kolk in his masterwork. The body keeps the score, and it leads to an insight that can fundamentally shift your entire understanding of healing. Forget the idea that you can simply think your way out of deep-seated pain. We are about to venture into the neuroscientific evidence that shows why. For the deepest wounds, the path to healing doesn't start with the mind, but with the body. This isn't just about understanding trauma. This is about understanding the very architecture of your consciousness. In this video, we will not just talk about this speechless terror. We will dissect it. We will equip you with a new map of your own inner world. A map that reveals why your body sometimes reacts before your mind can think, and how you can begin to heal the parts of you that have no words. Dare to continue this descent into the real, to understand the silent language of your own survival. Ensure you are subscribed to MindMirror, because the illusions we shatter next will change everything. Don't get left behind in the comfortable dark. Have you ever felt it? That strange, unnerving sensation of detachment, as if you are floating just above your own body, watching your life as a movie. This is the core of what psychologists call dissociation. It's not a metaphor. It's a real, lived experience for millions. It is the mind's desperate attempt to escape an unbearable reality by leaving the body behind. Consider the story of a seasoned paramedic. Let's call him Ethan. On the scene of a horrific car crash, he moves with calm precision. He directs, he commands, he saves lives. He is the image of professional competence. But later, recounting the events, he speaks in a flat, distant monotone. He describes the scene with the detachment of a news reporter. He can list the injuries, the procedures, the timeline, but he cannot connect with the terror, the grief, the chaos he was immersed in. His colleagues call him rock solid, but Ethan confesses in private, "I wasn't really there. Some part of me was just gone." This goneness is the signature of trauma. It's the psyche's most powerful defense mechanism. When reality becomes too painful to bear, the mind creates a schism. It splits the experiencing self from the observing self. The observer floats to the ceiling, a dispassionate witness, while the experiencer remains on the ground, enduring the unbearable. This is a brilliant short-term survival strategy. It allows a child to endure abuse, a soldier to function in combat, an accident victim to survive the unimaginable. But the price is immense. When this protective shield becomes a permanent state of being, you lose the very essence of what it means to be alive, the feeling of being at home in your own skin. You lose your body. And in losing your body, you begin to lose yourself. So, the first great truth we must confront is this: dissociation is not a sign of madness. It is a sign of a mind that has done what it had to do to survive. The question is not, why did I check out? But, what unbearable reality did I need to escape from? So, the first truth is that for the traumatized mind, disconnecting the self from the body dissociation is not a weakness, but a powerful survival mechanism born of necessity. But to understand why this happens, why the very command center of our being seems to go offline, we must venture deeper into the silent electrical storms within our own brain. Why do words vanish? Why does the story shatter for decades? This was a mystery, often dismissed as a psychological defense. But with the advent of modern brain imaging, we now have a stunningly clear answer. The work of Kolk and his colleagues, using fMRI and PET scans, revealed a breathtaking neurological event. When a person is triggered into reliving a traumatic memory, a specific crucial part of the brain literally goes dark. It's called Broca's area, located in the left frontal lobe. You can think of Broca's area as the brain's storyteller. It's the region responsible for taking our complex thoughts, feelings, and sensations and translating them into spoken language. When you are describing your day, or arguing a point, or telling a joke, Broca's area is firing on all cylinders. But during a flashback, the blood flow to this region is drastically reduced. It goes offline. Imagine you are trying to run a complex software program, but someone pulls the plug from the wall. That is what trauma does to your brain's capacity for language. You are flooded with raw data, the images, the sounds, the physical sensations of the past, but the processor that turns that data into a coherent story has been shut down. This is the biological reality of speechless terror. This shutdown is part of a much larger emergency protocol. To understand it, think of your brain in 3 simple layers. At the bottom, you have the reptilian brain, the brainstem, responsible for basic survival breathing, heart rate, fight or flight. Above that is the limbic system, the mammalian brain, the seat of your emotions, your bonds, and your smoke detector, the amygdala. And at the top, you have the neocortex, your rational thinking brain, where language and self-awareness reside. Under normal circumstances, these parts work in harmony. But when the amygdala, your smoke detector, screams fire, it triggers a total system override. It hijacks the brain's resources, diverting energy away from the non-essential functions of the thinking brain, like complex language, and channels it all towards one goal: survival. It doesn't want you to write a poem about the tiger chasing you. It wants you to run. So, when you find yourself unable to speak about your deepest pain, it is not because you are unwilling. It is because your brain, in its ancient wisdom, has made a choice for you. It has chosen survival over narration. It has pulled the emergency brake. The second great truth is that speechless terror is a biological reality. Your brain literally shuts down its storytelling capacity, its Brussels area, as a survival response to overwhelming threat. This revelation is profound. It validates the experience of so many, but it also presents a crucial, even daunting question. If the door to healing isn't always through words, then where is the door? For a century, Western psychology has been dominated by a top-down approach. The idea was that through insight, understanding, and talking all functions of the neocortex, we could somehow convince our emotional brain to calm down. It was like a rider trying to reason with a terrified horse. But as we've just seen, when the horse is truly terrified, the rider is often thrown off. The lines of communication are cut. This is where the paradigm shift, the one at the heart of the body keeps the score, truly begins. If trauma is stored not as a story in the thinking brain, but as a set of visceral imprints in the emotional and reptilian brain, then the path to healing must also speak that language, the language of the body. This is the essence of a bottom-up approach. It means we stop starting with the question, "What is your story?" and we begin with the question, "What are you feeling in your body right now?" Consider a man we'll call James, a retired firefighter haunted by the memory of a collapsed building. In talk therapy, he would recount the story, but each time he'd feel a familiar, terrifying tightness in his chest. His breath would become shallow, and he would dissociate, feeling numb and distant. His therapist, following a bottom-up approach, shifted the focus. Instead of asking for more details about the event, she said, "James, just for a moment, can you feel your feet on the floor? Can you feel the weight of your body in the chair?" At first, it seemed absurdly simple, but by focusing on these basic, present-moment physical sensations, James was activating a different part of his nervous system. He was sending a signal from his body up to his brain. Right now, in this moment, I am here, I am grounded, I am safe. This is not an intellectual concept. It is a felt, physiological experience. From there, the work expands. Practices like yoga, tai chi, or simple mindful breathing are not just relaxation techniques. They are powerful tools for interoception, the ability to sense the inner state of your own body. By deliberately slowing your breath, you are sending a direct message to your reptilian brain that the threat has passed. By holding a yoga pose and noticing the tension and release in your muscles, you are re-establishing communication with a body that may have felt alien for years. You are teaching your nervous system, from the bottom up, that it can come back to a state of balance and safety. The ultimate goal of this approach is not to erase the past. It is to help the body learn that the danger is over. It is to integrate the fragmented sensations of trauma into the larger, ongoing narrative of your life. It is to bring the storyteller in Broca's area back online, not by forcing it, but by first making the entire system feel safe enough to speak. The third and most hopeful truth is that while trauma can silence the tongue, it cannot silence the body. The path to reclaiming your voice begins not with speaking, but with listening to the ancient wisdom held in your own physical self. We've explored the what, the why, and the how. But what does this actually mean for you right now, as you sit here watching this? What is the first step on this path to befriending your own body? The entire complex system of healing we've discussed can begin with the single most accessible tool you possess: your breath. It is the bridge between your conscious mind and your unconscious, automatic nervous system. It's the one vital function you can consciously control. Let's not overcomplicate this. The key to calming the reptilian brain's fight-or-flight response is to signal safety, and one of the most powerful signals is a slow, rhythmic exhale. When you are in danger, your breath is quick and shallow, preparing for action. When you are safe, your breath is deep and slow. Your body knows this language intimately. So, the first, most powerful tool for your journey is this mindful breathing. This isn't about just taking a deep breath. It's about a conscious practice. Right now, wherever you are, try this. Don't change anything. Just notice your breath. Notice the air coming in, and notice the air going out. Now, gently, try to make your exhale just a little bit longer than your inhale. Breathe in for a count of 4, and breathe out for a count of 6. Feel the tension in your shoulders begin to soften. Feel your heart rate, perhaps slow down just a little. What you are doing is not magic. You are engaging in a sophisticated act of neuroregulation. You are using the top of your brain, your conscious awareness, to send a message of calm down to the oldest parts of your nervous system. You are telling your internal smoke detector that there is no fire. This is the first step in healing the parts of you that have no words. It is learning to speak the language of the body, a language of sensation, of rhythm, of breath. It is a language of presence. By practicing this, you are not just calming yourself down, you are building the neurological foundation for feeling safe in your own skin. You are proving to yourself, one breath at a time, that you are the one in charge. You are the one who can create safety, right here, right now, inside yourself. So, where have we journeyed today? We began with the silent, frozen experience of Chloe and the profound pain of being unable to speak our truth. We learned that this is not a psychological failing, but a neurological reality. First, we uncovered the phenomenon of dissociation, the mind's brilliant survival strategy of splitting off from the body to endure the unbearable. It's a shield that saves you in the moment, but can leave you feeling like a ghost in your own life. Second, we traveled into the brain itself and witnessed the emergency shutdown. We saw how trauma can take Broca's area, our storyteller, offline, leaving us with raw, fragmented sensations, but no coherent narrative. We understood that speechless terror is a biological command, a deep-seated survival instinct. Third, and most importantly, we discovered the pathway to healing. We saw that if the problem isn't in the talking brain, the solution doesn't have to start there. We explored the revolutionary concept of a bottom-up approach, learning that by speaking the language of the body through breath, movement, and mindful awareness, we can gently soothe the reptilian brain and bring the entire system back into balance. The most crucial takeaway from all of this is a message of profound hope and empowerment. You are not broken. You are not flawed. You are a survivor, equipped with an incredibly sophisticated nervous system that has done exactly what it needed to do to keep you alive. The journey forward is not about fixing something that is wrong, but about befriending a system that is incredibly wise. It is about learning to listen to the score your body has been keeping, and finally, giving it a new, more peaceful music to play. Your journey of self-discovery is unique, but you are not alone on this path. We are all learning to listen to the stories our bodies tell. In the comments below, share one small way you could practice listening to your body this week. Perhaps it's noticing your breath or feeling your feet on the ground when you feel overwhelmed. Your experience could be the very insight someone else needs to see. If this exploration has sparked a new understanding within you, ensure you are subscribed to MindMirror. In our next video, we will explore one of the most powerful and misunderstood forces in human relationships, asking the question, what is the true purpose of romantic love? The answer may surprise you. Join us as we continue to hold a mirror to the mind